Hello, hello. I'm Lori Alvarez, and I welcome you to Real Estate with Soul, the podcast. This is where I will share my story, knowledge, wisdom, and the legacy in real estate, and my family, all boldly wrapped up in one with you. So let's get started. So, sister, you're here today.
Hi.
How was last week?
Last week was awesome.
Yeah, were you busy all week long, showing houses, selling houses, doing your thing?
Of course. Yay for Chris.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. One of our buyers. Isn't that the perfect person to bring up? Because that's exactly what we're talking about today.
Right?
You know? So here's a fantastic, and we have permission to share his information.
Okay,
However, we're not going to share his address and we're
Of
not going to
course
share
not.
all the particulars.
Yeah.
Right. But we did post his picture on our social media and we're so excited. He bought his first house.
And can we how old is Chris?
24.
24.
24.
Like, what were you doing when you
I bought a house too at 24.
All right. Well, my generation. That's just so, how many 24-year-olds now are buying homes?
All we keep hearing is how it's impossible. They can't buy a house.
It's so hard.
They can't do it. I mean, the market's so inflated and prices are so high. So I want to ask you first and foremost, right? I want to ask you, as you hustled to show him houses all over town.
Yeah.
He looked at a lot of houses. He had options, right?
Yeah. We had a lot of inventory, actually.
Yeah. Lots of inventory options.
Yeah.
He was looking in Orange County, which is one of the most competitive markets right now.
Gosh, yeah.
So competitive, and he did it. He secured property. Took how many hits for offers? How many offers did he write before he finally got one?
I think we wrote like 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm. On the 6th one,
Yeah.
we finally got a winner.
Yeah.
And it was a house that he loved the best.
It was definitely his favorite.
Yeah, it really was. And mom and dad's too, which was important because when they're 24, mom and dad have a lot of influence over those decisions.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
So what we're going to talk about is just that today. Is it the time to buy a house? Why is buying a house now a great time to buy a house? How does it help you build your financial portfolio, your financial wealth, so say, right?
Yeah.
How is it beneficial to you? And so I did a little bit of research around this, right? And we've looked at all the stats, and I'm watching the numbers pretty darn closely. We do our weekly market update as well.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at everything, and I'm like, okay, the market's definitely shifting. I'm going to go back to maybe episode 1 where I shared my story of my first house in San Dimas.
Yeah.
Bought my first house for $169,000.
So crazy.
That same house today, what is it? Well, Nathan is now
Probably
25, and we bought that house when he was 5 or 3. He was 3. So 21 years ago.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
169. That same house today is about 650.
I think it's a little more than that. Actually,
Probably could be 699, 674.
It's
could be
7.
Could be. But it only had 1 bathroom.
Still
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom.
Yeah.
Tiny, 903 square feet. No garage. Great little house.
I thought it didn't have an alley backyard garage. I thought it did.
No, those houses on that street don't.
Oh,
Further down the street, they do on our second house that we bought 2 years later.
Yeah.
Right. So here's the deal, right? You think about that. I bought that house. My husband and I bought that house with $8,000. That was it.
That's crazy.
That was it. And pretty much $8,000 was gifted to us in various ways.
Yeah.
We rented a house from my mom, our mom, your dad.
Yeah.
And they gave us free rent for 6 months.
So you could save.
So we could save for our down payment.
Yeah.
And then my father-in-law provided us with another $8,000. And we bought the house. So I just want to think about that for a moment, because here we are 21 years later. We're in a bigger house with a mortgage that's about the same as it was when we were
Back
23.
then, yeah.
I think that's very important that you recognize that.
Right.
Our mortgage payment when we were 23 was $2,500 at a 6% interest rate.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. 6% interest rate, $2,500 at $169,000 purchase price. Today, the house we own, we owe probably 360.
Yeah.
Our interest rate is like 2.5. It's 15-year loan, and our payment is about $2,800.
Oh my gosh. For this house, like, can you
That I
break
could
down how
rent.
big your home is?
I could rent this house right now for $3,900.
Yeah.
I just rented the one down the street from my house that's smaller than this house 2 weeks ago for $3,400.
Oh my gosh.
Should you buy a house?
Yes.
Every circumstance is different. I want to be really honest. Like
Yeah.
generically, we just say, yeah, the numbers make sense. Why wouldn't you?
Right.
Right? The numbers just fix the iPad. The numbers just make sense. It should just be like, of course we should buy a house. Do you know that I've been out to see clients and I've told them, I don't think it's a good idea. One of your good friends, actually, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They were considering buying a house. And I went and met with them, showed them a few properties, had a long heart to heart with them
Yeah.
on what their real estate goals were, what their life goals were, what their intentions were. And I just said, I think you should wait.
Yeah.
Right? Because of these reasons. And they have. I don't know if they were relocating out of the state. Did they end up relocating out of the state?
Not yet.
Okay. And they were going to relocate out of the state. And I said, just buy something over there. It's going to be cheaper. It's going to make better
That's
sense.
true. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So every circumstance is different.
Right.
And today
That's
you
true.
could say, I'm relocating and then not even relocate. Like they haven't relocated yet. And I remember we had that conversation like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So I check back in with them and say, why haven't you moved?
Yeah. Right. Right.
You know, because maybe they should now, since they've reevaluated their circumstance, thought about, oh, maybe we should move now,
Yeah.
right? Or we shouldn't, or we should buy. So every circumstance is different. Every situation is different. Here are the things that I see for the pros of buying real estate. When you buy a piece of property, you must figure out how to come up with the money. You must get
Yeah.
into the mindset of coming up with the money. So we were lucky because we had help, right? One family member gave us money. The other family gave us a reprieve so that we could save our money.
Yeah.
And so with that money, we bought a house for $16,000, right?
Yeah.
And then
Awesome.
a year later, we sold that same house for like 325. Just a year later.
Oh my gosh.
That was when the market started really
That like really
right before it
speeding up
crashed.
and
yeah, right before it crashed. Then, of course, we bought again for like this house that we're currently in. I think we bought it for $650. And today I probably could sell it for $799, $800,
Yeah. I think so.
$830, right around there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to. Not yet. Not yet. Here's the deal though. When you buy a house, you got to get in the right financial mindset.
Yeah.
So a person who's thinking about buying a house or buying any large, costly object has to think about like, how do I save? What do I do to set aside money to make this happen?
Yeah.
One of the recommendations I always make to people who are saying like, oh, I want to buy a house. Great. Start putting your mortgage payment away now.
Yeah.
Start putting it in a house account.
Yeah.
Get used to paying it, right? Just get
Right.
used to it. If your rent is $1,600 and you're budgeting to buy a house that's going to now cost you $2,500 a month, start putting that $900 away so you get used to the feel
Yeah.
of less cash coming through your account.
That's a great idea.
It's an easy way to start building
Yeah.
your rainy day money,
Right.
right? So people who are willing to do that, create wealth.
Yeah.
Chris, for example, full-time teacher
Oh my gosh.
and working 1 day a week at a sandwich joint.
Yeah.
We won't say which one because they don't endorse us. And he's working 1 day a week
Yeah.
at a sandwich joint. So he could use that money to spend on life and the rest of his other money to save for a house. Because he was determined to buy this house with no help from anyone.
In the very beginning, he was like, I want to do this on my own.
Yes, he told me that. He walked in the door and he said, Mrs. Alvarez, I want to buy a house with you guys and I want to do it all by myself. I don't want anyone to help me. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. It's okay to receive help though.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Especially from family.
We were totally like so excited to see, right? I was just amazed at 24 because I'm surrounded by 18, 21s, 25s, 24-year-olds, and none of them are ready to buy a house yet.
I think back from when I was 24, I wasn't ready to buy a house yet.
Oh my goodness.
I wish I was.
Yeah, your sister told you to.
I know. You're right. We almost did.
Yeah.
And then that didn't happen. That's another discussion.
Yeah. So, I'm looking at this thing and I'm saying, okay, what are people thinking? What are people saying? What are people feeling? Yeah. Why should I? Is home buying a good investment, right? According to the Forbes Advisor magazine, I did some research. They interviewed a ton of people and the experts said that they interviewed, right?
Yeah.
57% said yes. 3% said no.
That's a 5, sister.
Oh, 5. Thank you. I need my glasses. What's the other one?
And then 38% said it depends.
It depends.
Depends on what?
Yeah, it depends. Right? Depends on what's going on with their life.
Yeah.
Depends on where they're going, what they're doing, what matters to them. That's why we sit down and we do that buyer consultation that you guys do so well. Right?
Yeah.
You sit down and you have that great conversation with them and you go like, all right, what's the goals? Where do you want to be? How soon do you want to be there? Why should you do it now? Why should you do it later? What's your intent? Because while you're sitting and waiting for the market to shift one way or another, you really don't know where it's going to end up.
Right.
And I bought my property in January in Claremont, my condo townhouse that we bought as a rental property.
Right.
We bought it for $415 and today it's worth $500.
And that was when? This past January,
This past January.
It's really fast.
Yeah, which tells you a lot about what the market's doing.
Right now,
which could create a sense of, I'm really nervous about that.
Yeah.
I'm really, really afraid of that. Who I was talking to the other day was my awesome short sale negotiator from back in the day when we had to do short sales.
Yeah.
So I have Dorothy. She's awesome. She's also a Havasu realtor if you need a Havasu realtor. She is my short sale negotiator. And I asked her the other day when her and I were talking about Havasu real estate and what was going on over there. I said to her, hey, you seen any short sales yet? You negotiating? She said, just started a couple of them.
Wow.
I said, really? I didn't expect that because there's so much equity.
Yeah.
And she said, that's why. She goes, all the people that ran out and spent money on a second loan.
Oh, no.
Bought an RV, bought a boat, bought a toy. Havasu does a lot of that.
Yeah, especially over there.
Bought cool cars, bought wave runners, bought boats, right? All that stuff.
Yeah.
Buy that kind of stuff in a second equity, a second loan. First loan, you have one, it's your mortgage. Then you go out and you borrow another $100K because your house is worth $600 and you only owe $300. But now you want $100K to buy an RV to go travel the world because guess what? COVID won't let me go anywhere. So I'll get my own little travel trailer and go all over town with that.
Yeah.
And then You have tough times financially. Can't make that payment to that 100K you borrowed.
Sad.
That lender then says, oh, wait a minute. Their house is worth 600. I want to get paid back. I'm going to foreclose. And they
Man.
can.
That's so sad.
Yeah. It is tough, right? So here's the deal, right? So could the market change? Will the market shift? Yeah, of course it's going to. It's just what it does.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go to historically what's happening, the market changes, market shifts, market changes. You need to make right financial decisions. You need to not over leverage yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Like that particular house had equity that I was made up scenario, right? That particular situation, they had equity. So guess what? The second can say, I'm going to foreclose unless you pay me back. So what does the seller do? They have to sell because now their credit's shot because they stopped making payment on maybe the second loan. So they have to sell.
Yeah.
Right? These are the things we have to look at. And so the market can start shifting because we'll start seeing more inventory coming onto the market. There's so little inventory, though, historically right now.
Yeah.
That we don't see it moving dramatically. Not in the sense of what happened last time.
Right.
Who knows? Anything can happen. Let me go get my crystal ball. It's right over there.
Ask for it.
Right?
Yeah.
Where's the crystal ball? It's right over there. We look at it every day. Mr. Crystal Ball, should I, would I, could I wait for the market to crash? No, buy a house. While you're waiting, your interest rate is going up.
Yeah.
Your house is inflating in value. Just cost you $200-$300 more.
Man.
And rents are at sky high rents. They're just sky high. They're higher than mortgages right now.
Right. It's crazy how much rent is right now.
So if you can qualify to buy a home and you have a sense of your time in life, that it's a good time, do it. It's a great time. Find yourself a great lender who's going to take the time to go over all the financial aspect of it. I had a conversation with a gentleman the other day. He really helped me to reevaluate circumstances I was thinking about, right? And he said, Lori, I look at everything in my life as in 20 years out. So I get my eyes and I shift them. So I was 20 years older. That would make me 68. He goes, and I look back to that 48-year-old chick I am now. It's pretty silver hair that I have. And I go, the decisions that I'm making today at 48, are they the best decisions for my life when I'm 68? Did they enhance humanity? Did they enhance my personal life? Did they enhance my family? Did they make the experience worth more? Right?
Yeah.
And I thought, gosh, that's such a great idea because I go 5-10 years out and I really only think about it in the financial aspect of things.
Right.
I've never thought about it from all points of view in all decisions you make. He said that. He goes, I always do. He goes, I shift into that 20-year-old older person and say, this is where I'm at. And is it better for me? Well, when you buy a house, your net worth is more than a renter.
Right.
Just happens. Right? We have more net worth because we have a few houses.
Yeah.
How do you calculate net worth? Feel free to call me. I'll tell you how to do it. We could do that on the Real Estate with Soul podcast, IG Live. How do you calculate net worth? What is net worth?
Yeah.
Some people don't even get what net worth is. Easy stuff. You can learn it. We all can learn it. Don't let that stuff overwhelm you. Don't let the language, the words, the uncertainty. Just take it one step at a time and connect with the right people who are willing to educate you and walk you down the path to success for you, not them or anyone else. Yeah. And as realtors, our fiduciary is to you, not to us, right?
That's right.
Your needs are priority over our personal needs. They are the priority.
Yeah.
It's just the truth. So here's the deal. You buy a house, or actually you just get in the mindset of buying a house, saving. I mean, we just
Yeah.
had this conversation with our client this morning, right? I was like, yes, we got a great house for her. She's going to get it right before interest rates pop up at the end of the year. It's going to be just in time for the holidays. The house is listed at $650,
Yeah.
well within the budget of our buyer.
Yeah.
Multiple offers pushed it to $725. Put it $300 outside of our buyer's range.
Yeah.
And we crunched the numbers. We could have pushed. We could have said, oh, you need to do it. You need to do it, right? No. We did the numbers. We looked at it and we said, this is not the right one. The right one's coming. And we'll continue to look, just like Chris's success story.
Yeah.
He got his house in his budget. It was like, we just got a big shout out to those sellers too, because they made that house immaculate when he moved in.
Oh my gosh. I mean, we sell a lot of homes. We help a lot of families.
Yep.
And I've never seen a house so clean and spotless.
Smelled
For the
fantastic.
buyer. Yeah. As soon as you walk in, it's smelled like, I don't know.
Contractually, we're only obligated to make it broom swept clean.
Yeah. I mean,
unless you ask for something above and beyond that.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty nice.
Smelled great.
Yep.
Moved right in. Spent his first night there. He was so excited.
Yeah. It was
So
so
excited.
sweet.
Yeah. It was very cool. Very cool to be a part of the journey.
Yeah.
To see that happen.
Right.
You know, great location. Makes good sense for him. Loved watching him plot out every aspect of it. How far is it from work? How far is it from my parents? Oh, I want it to be far away. No, I'm teasing. He didn't say that. That's what we said when we bought our house. I said, I want to move way down the freeway so no one can just show up. Gosh darn it. They all moved way down the freeway with me.
All within 5 minutes.
Now you guys still just show up. What the heck? So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to move way down the freeway.
No, you're not.
Right. But here's the deal. Like, if you're going to buy a house, you just got to get in the mindset of saving for a house.
Yeah.
You got to figure out how to do that. There's some great apps out there that'll help you do it. But it's just the reality of set up an account and start dropping that money in the account. Start it. Yeah. I remember there's an awesome financial advisor. Get a financial advisor. They're fantastic. I had a gentleman at my church that we worked with. He was amazing. He just recently passed in the last year and a half or so. Oh. And he and I had multiple conversations, but he and I sat down one time and we talked about financial buckets. And I was like, financial buckets? What the heck are you talking about, financial buckets? Yeah. He's like, there's the house bucket, Lori. And then there's this bucket. And there's that bucket. And then there's this bucket. And I was like, what the heck? He goes, yeah. And then when my paycheck comes, like all of the money is just itemized to drop in each bucket, which meant each account. He goes, so I didn't have to worry about organizing it. It just automatically did it.
That's awesome.
I was like, that is a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
Fantastic idea, Mr. Egan. He was a very, very good, godly man. He, I will say this, opened my eyes to so many things. We had very many mentoring and training opportunities together. He obviously mentoring me. I think he would say as well, I did some mentoring for him, probably understanding the emotions of a woman. But he just gave me some great ideas to simplify my life, right? Yeah. Great ways to make it easy. And he just wanted to teach. I never made him my financial advisor. I do encourage you to consider finding a financial advisor. Run the scenario by him. Tell him what you want.
Yeah.
Tell him where you're going. Start looking at yourself through those eyes that are 20 years older. And saying, am I doing everything that's going to support that? Right? I didn't buy that house in Claremont because I was like, oh, I'm ready. I got the money in the bank. I'm going to go buy a house. I bought at it because I looked at it and I said, I want to generate $10,000 a month. free and clear so that I can put my husband out of his job so he can rest and relax during retirement and we could still have money coming in for his income.
Yeah.
Because we all know I'm in real estate, so I have no retirement
Right.
unless I buy real estate, which is my retirement.
Yeah.
And so that was something that I was like, oh, I better hurry up and get on that. He's only like 9 years from retirement.
That's it.
Yeah.
My gosh.
So here's the deal. When you start really paying attention, plotting it all out, having your dream board set up, having your goals written in front of you. I have a whiteboard right here next to me that I look at every day that says, what do I want to do, be, do, have, and give in the next 5 to 10 years? Right?
Yeah.
Things that keep me focused on moving my goals forward. Well, one of them is real estate. Got to buy it sooner or later, unless you're never going to be a homeowner. And for some people, there may never be a homeowner. And others, there may be. You know, it just really depends. If you're listening to this podcast, you're likely intending to be a homeowner.
Yeah.
So what are we encouraging you? To get in the mindset of saving, to make it easy on yourself. Because I met with a young couple that's renting the property from one of the houses that we're going to have come on the market. They haven't bought a house yet. I'm like, why haven't you guys bought a house? Oh, we just haven't. Well, you need to buy a house.
Yeah.
Buy the one that I'm going to be selling.
Right.
They're like, we would love that. Talk to a lender.
Yeah.
Went over how much money they needed to have in the bank. They need about $35,000, right? 3.5% down and another 3% for closing costs on something that's going to cost about $650,000, right? Just guesstimating some numbers.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, have those conversations with the lender so you can start figuring out those numbers, because then you can say, this is the house bucket. And if I want to buy a house in a year and I need $35,000, well, how much money do I need to put down? How much money do I need to set aside every month?
Yeah.
To make that happen? So then you start setting that aside and you stop going running around spending all the money, getting really pretty winter boots. I like winter boots. I'm so excited. It's winter boot season.
I know. I wore boots yesterday too.
I always wear my boots as soon as the fall comes upon us.
You do.
I know. Anyways, back to the real conversation. If you're a spender, how are you going to start saving for a house? You got to get focused on it.
But yeah.
Yes.
You just got to put your bucket aside.
Have that money automatically dropped into it.
Yeah.
There's so many financial advisors out there and give you so many great ideas. There's so many financial apps that are free that can support you, right? There's just like, there's no reason except for you choose not to get out there and do it.
Right.
You choose not to figure out how to start moving it forward. When people tell me, oh, it's so expensive, you can't buy a house anymore, I'm like, you're wrong. You're wrong. Yep. You can. Was Chris's house a big, crazy house?
No, but it's his first home and it's his.
It's his. He gets to go home to it. It's precious.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't even think he had any furniture to move in it. And he actually did have furniture to move in it.
I know.
Because we moved some of it.
Yep.
I was like, oh, you have furniture too?
He was ready.
He was very excited. Yes, yes, yes. So let's end with this. Why could real estate be a bad idea? Why would you not want to buy real estate? What would make it a bad thing? Well, I'm planning on moving in 6 months and I just can't keep it. Real estate's expensive. You buy real estate, it's like $20K, $30K out the back. You gotta be able to recoup those costs. I mean, we got lucky. One of our clients that bought a house with us a year later got a job relocation. Their house went up enough in value, about $100,000 in a year.
Yeah.
That was $100,000 that they just gained in a year. But really, they only made 60 off of it because they had to pay related real estate fees to get the property sold.
Right.
Right. but that was still $60,000 more.
Yeah.
And it was the down payment on the beautiful house that they bought in Texas where they moved to.
That house is so beautiful.
Isn't that
I'm
pretty?
so happy for them.
Yeah, I think you were ready to move to Texas as soon as you saw
when
that
I
house.
saw that picture, I'm like, woo.
What am I
Maybe
doing
we
in
should
California?
all go explore Texas a little bit.
Nope, not going to Texas. Nothing against you, Texas. I
I
love you. I'll
know.
come visit you anytime. But I'm living in California. I'm staying in California.
Yeah.
There's so many reasons why maybe you shouldn't buy a real estate investment. Maybe why you shouldn't buy a house. Have a great conversation with an agent who wants to help move you forward. And then have another great conversation with a financial advisor.
We should have a financial advisor.
Yep.
On the podcast.
Shout out to Amanda to get on that.
Yep.
Find us a financial advisor. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's working hard to book those guests for us.
Yeah.
Right. And then what the heck? Talk to a real estate attorney. Why not? Rebecca was awesome.
Yeah.
And I think she'll even have a free conversation with you. I don't know. Check out her website. She's got all kinds of cool stuff on there. You can buy stuff a la carte. You can find her at Your Home Legal, right? Everywhere on all the social media. Talk to your CPA. You should talk to various people.
Yeah.
Tax accountant. And then, of course, I'm going to end with have a great conversation with the good Lord.
Yeah.
See if he gives you peace upon that. He always does for me. Mm-hmm. Every house that I pulled up to, I knew it was it.
Yeah.
And I knew I was going to get it. Every house. And I bought 5 of them.
Yeah. Gosh. And you're the agent representing yourself on 3?
A few of them, yeah.
Right?
Oh, representing my husband.
Yeah.
And myself.
And yourself.
Yes. That's the deal. Like, you will get a piece if it's the house you want.
Yeah.
Does that mean it's going to be easy getting to it? Gosh darn no. You're going to have to knock on a lot of doors and go through a lot of doors.
Yeah.
That's why you have an agent who's carrying you along, holding your hand, saying, we can do this. Don't give up. We can do this.
Yeah.
Because it is competitive right now, depending on where you want to live.
Almost everywhere.
Yeah, for sure. You want to add anything else before we end this conversation?
I think we covered it all.
For now.
Yeah.
We could talk about so much more.
We could.
Now we have home inspections to get on too, and buyer's inspections, and I've got so much to do. Anyways, it's Lori Alvarez. We love you guys and want you to download the app, listen to it, share it, subscribe, and review us. Please review us.
What do you guys want to hear us talk about?
Oh, tell us that too.
I want to know.
I would love to hear that too.
Yeah.
I told you too. I'll end with this. I'm so excited. I get an interview tomorrow.
That's right.
With Dave Ramsey's team.
That's so cool. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that. Whether or not they bring me on as one of their preferred providers for agent real estate teams, just the fact that they were willing to interview me is cool enough for me today. I will keep striving to make the team. Yeah. In the meantime, I'm going to believe tomorrow they're going to say, we would love to have you on the team as a preferred partner.
That'd be so awesome.
I love Dave Ramsey's principles.
Yep.
He's fantastic. And we do apply those principles so much.
Yeah.
In every way, shape, and form that we can help you move your real estate goals forward. Thanks so much. See you, sister.
Thank you.